is using them wrong, with wrong expectations. Let's first explain what it is. So retargeting is, just like when it happens to you all the time online, you go shopping for that pair of shoes. So a whole bunch of guys wearing Cole Haans today. Who's wearing Cole Haan? What a bunch of Cole Haan guys? So a few Cole Haans cruisers on Cole Haan's side too. So Cole Haan, right? So if I'm shopping for my pair of shoes at Cole Haan, right? I'm looking, I didn't buy the pair. I didn't find what I liked yet. What happens the next 8 months of my life? Every place I'm searching, right? Hurricanes coming in on the Weather Channel. There's Cole Haan shoes in the middle of the Weather Channel, right? I'm on CNN looking at the news and there's Cole Haan shoes, boom, right? So to me, that's the most magical advertising in the world. Because they'll tell you it takes 6, 7, 8 repetitions, even with postcards, to get someone to pay attention to you. Except I never had the value or the money to be able to put my ad in front of my customer on major sites like CNN and Yahoo News and CNBC and all these cool sites. With retargeting, that's what actually happens. Your ad in front of your targeted client on all the major websites that populate in their search, or that what they're searching on. Problem: real estate expectations are usually false. People sign up for a retargeting program and expect lead generation to happen. So what happens is people sign up for it, they get thousands and thousands of views and attention from their customers, but they'll 6 months later go, yeah, I want to cancel, I don't know, I paid $100 a month and I didn't get anything from it. And my question is, what did you expect from it? You just got 49,000 views in front of your targeted audience on the perception of you being on CNN in front of their client, yet you expected the phone to ring, because we want that instant gratification, right? We want that instant. That's not what it is. It could happen, but that's not what it's built for. This is like having your big billboard, instead of having to pay for just one highway to be on, it's on the highway that your customers are on, when they're on, and in front of only them. To me, that's pretty awesome. And that includes Facebook too, by the way. That's what happens. So the misconception of what the product does, agents are perceiving it wrong and then bailing on it. So I'll give you a couple strategies of how I would use it, or how someone else might use it. But first, understand what it does. It'll build a different, remember, your ad, whatever it is, and your message, first of all, has to be right and look right. But it'll design it for both mobile, which is important, Facebook, and for web. So it builds it all shapes and sizes that I'm doing anyway. And there's a couple different programs you can choose from, which I'm going to show you. But here's what will happen. Here's an example of my ad. So my customer at the time was on Amazon shopping for something, and there's my ad. There's that Jeff Lobb guy. Right above, the deal of the day. Like, boom, there's my guy. And so I'm almost, you'd say, in their face. They can't get rid of me. They can't X me out. I'm just following them around the web. Sorry. So sorry. So, repetition. It's branding. Do you think, in my crazy world, as much as I think I know in technology and marketing, that even if I wanted to have my ad on CNN, that A, I can afford to do it, figure out how to do it? No. Nor do I want to. I want someone to do it for me. However, because I don't see this, or my phone didn't ring, I say it's not working. Right? Any broker managers in the room? Couple? I don't know, I should tell you a secret, but it's not really a secret. But as a broker manager, I want to make sure my competition knew who I was. And I make sure I have 500 people seeing my brand every day, every week. Because you couldn't get rid of me, because I have the ability to target you. I have the ability to put in just people's email addresses. If you haven't heard this, I want you to take this away today. And it's a struggle forever. We say the word CRM and database, like it's like we've always talked about. As a matter of fact, I have an opportunity for the Association of Florida, which has like 16,000 people show up at their conference. I spoke there last year. They asked me to come back and speak this year. And I told them I wanted to come speak on a few of my topics that I'm passionate about. And they said, we want you to do a special project for us. I'm like, okay. Throw it at me. What do you got? She said, we want you to talk about the best and the why and the reason, the best 5 CRMs in the business. Man, I can make CRMs sexy. How do I make CRMs sound sexy? Here's the way I make it sexy. Today, the email addresses you get from people, I don't care if they're from Zillow, an open house, a person who never called you back, the email addresses of people are going to be the most valuable thing you own in the next 5 to 10 years. Here's why. And I'm going off script for a second. I don't care because it's important to hear this. We take stuff, look, I used to find stuff on sticky notes between my seats as I'm writing stuff down in the car. Like I was a mad person. So like But I would never take the time to put that stuff in where it had to belong because it's busy work. So I eventually hired someone to do that stuff for me because that's not what I was good at, right? And if you're not good at it, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Find someone to partner with. My biggest fault of my real estate career was controlling everything. I tried to control everything. And I learned that the more time I spent trying to do my MLS entries and trying to do my own marketing and trying to do my own stuff, I am not out there winning listings, which is what I'm really good at. Put me in front of listing appointments. I'll win 7 out of 10. Give me more of them. Instead of me trying to spend 4 hours of my day trying to do the other stuff. But I felt if I had to pay somebody to do that, I was giving up my money. No, I'm stopping myself from going to make more money. So I had to find somebody, even if it's on a part-time basis, to start getting your data together. So here's what's going to happen. A friend of mine that I know down, actually he's here in the Carolinas, so I got to find out what parts. A company named First.io. First is the domain name. First.io is a predictive data company. Predictive data. And as we say the word predictive data, I mean it starts to predict who is more likely to sell their home in the next 6 months to 8 months. Right? So how many of you have a database of, I don't know, 500 people, 800 people, 300 people, right? I know the answer. When's the last time you called them all? Never. And you're not gonna. Like, I know that. So here's what predictive data does. It takes their email addresses. Right? If you don't have their email, you have nothing. So it takes their email addresses, finds them out on the social web, meaning finds their Facebook, their profile, their LinkedIn, something in their algorithm, in their tech talk stuff, finds them. And once it finds them, it then can start to find all of their other stuff. What homes they own, how much their mortgage, do they have equity, how many children do they have, what do their financial purchases look like, how many credit cards do they have, how's their credit card debt, how many cars do they own. And it starts to put together this algorithm of stuff, all from that email address. And guess what happens? Remember I talked about earlier, it starts to talk about things that people have life events. It starts to figure out, based on things they're doing, their age, children, when their next life event's going to happen. And here's the beauty of the whole thing. All that happens behind the scenes. And I have this database I stuck into their platform, and then I get 5 or 10, I forgot how many they give me, 5 or 10 names saying, these are most likely people that are going to sell or move in the next 6 to 8 months. Call them. Say hello to them. Like I can handle 10 or 5, whatever they change it to. And here's the funny part about this. I had dinner with him in Vegas 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he says to me, Jeff, real estate agents are crazy. I said, no kidding. I'm one of them. What about crazy? Because we map, because these are tech guys. Like they know this stuff. They don't know what we do for a living. They don't know our personal nonsense we got to deal with. So he said, we did a tracking period of an entire year. People we said, these are people most likely to sell. We mapped them out over a period of 12 months of who actually put their home on the market and sold the house. And he says, remember, these are people coming out of their database, their own database, not magic. And he says, those agents, the people that got listed and sold, 2/3 of them were listed and sold without that agent. I said 2/3 of the people in, so my database, you tracked it for a year, told me to call these people, but yet 2/3 of them listed and sold with another person. I said, why? Because they still didn't call the people that's on the call. I'm like, you told them, so they still don't call. We follow up because they track it, they call them, and they still don't do it. So that's crazy. Imagine if you just give me 10 people to call out of my whole database. No, not that they're gonna 100% sell, but man, I'm not calling my 500 anyway. So to me, this concept of predictive data, to reel it back in, is gonna be based on people's email addresses. So when you get that scrappy one, that chicken scratches something at your open house, stop them and get their real email address. Just get their email address. Not because you want to spam them, but you know eventually data is going to tell you when they're going to be doing something. Because if this is happening right now, think about 5 years from now, how much better it gets when this stuff and these companies learn more about our habits. That's all the stuff that happens behind the scenes. Email addresses. Back to Adwerx. So here's what happens. I can target people. These are the types of sites my ads will be populating through. Right? To me, the perception value alone helps me. So here's three programs they offer. I'm sure they offer a lot more, but here's for the agents. One of them is called Ads for Your Sphere. Same kind of concept as First, but this is targeting just the people I uploaded to the system. So if I have a database of 300 to 500 people, and I know I haven't talked to them in a while, I can upload my emails into there, and my ad will populate based on whoever they find while they're searching on the web. Usually about 70% of them they'll find. So my past clients will constantly see me top of mind. Okay, so that's a really good targeting system. But anybody you put in, it will target based on email address. The second platform they have is zip code driven, so ads by zip code, and that will take obviously a targeted zip code range, and it will target, put your ad in front of people who have the likelihood of buying a home or the process of buying. When I say that, I say, define what that means. How does it determine who's looking for a home or who's interested in real estate? People that have been on Zillow searching, people that are looking for a moving company, people that are using mortgage calculators. Like, it'll determine those people and target your ad in front of them. My favorite is ads for listings. Because listings, I don't like you. But when I go on a listing appointment, I don't like to lose. And there's a chance, no matter whether you're first or second or third or whenever you go, someone's trying to beat you for that business. So I have to make sure I have every marketing tool possible to win that business for that consumer. So I use this product in reverse fashion. An ad for a listing, the way it works under the umbrella is this. You get a listing, you put the listing in the platform, it creates the ad for the listing. So now the listing gets advertised with your name and brand on it across all of those platforms. So if your clients in a 16-mile radius, 20-mile radius are searching on Amazon, boom, there's the house and there's your name. That's cool. You make sure the homeowner's email address is in there too, because now the homeowner is searching online and they see their house and your name and brand, which is also cool. However, reverse engineer. And I shared this with Adwerx, and they actually created some flyers and digital marketing just for this concept. I said, the value of this is great, but the value, I want to use it to win the listing, because if I don't win the listing, I have no listing to advertise. So what I want to do is I want to go back a couple slides. You see this screenshot? It says, yesterday this ad was on sites like. Adwerx sends me, or sends a customer, I use it myself now, where your ad was placed, like every day or every couple days, I forgot how often it is. And it'll say, hey, your ad was here, and it shows you the screenshot. Now, imagine this was my listing. This is my listing. So somebody was on Amazon, there's me in the house. And I get 4 of these PDF documents or screenshots. I take 4 of them. And I put them in my listing presentation. Right? Follow me. One of them's on Amazon, one's on the Weather Channel, one's on whatever cool sites they're sending me screenshots of. And then I go and I take this slide here. Right? And on my listing presentation, I tell, say, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, not only do we do all of the other marketing stuff you shared with them, but we have the power of marketing your home across platforms like the New York Times, CNN, the Weather Channel, marketing to potential buyers looking for your home. Here's an example of some of the marketing I'm doing right now for my clients. And you take it and you show them these screenshots. And when they see a house and a listing across those platforms, tell them you're going to put their home in those same spots. It's part of an exclusive marketing package you have. You think they think you're spending a lot of money to do that? Yeah, absolutely, because they want their home on those platforms too. So here's the challenge. People can say, we put your house out there on these platforms, or people can show them. When they see the house on those pages in real time, the visual impact makes all the difference in the world. And we have all these tools in our back pocket sometimes. We don't know how to deliver them. So when I shared this with Adwerx, they loved it. And it's basically they have a real estate product. They didn't walk in our shoes to know that it is great after I get the listing, but it's even better for me to win the listing with. And I told them, all due respect, if it costs me $100 a month or whatever it is for that platform, I don't care if I ever get a phone call. Because if I can win a few listings within a year or more than that, it's paid for itself tenfold. I want to use it to win listings. And then I'll use it to promote my business. That's the value.